All right, and welcome back to Health Economics. So this week's series has the potential to be super upsetting. And as someone who's deliberately trying to upset you, at least in order to just shock you a little bit, I am super excited about it. What we're going to talk about today is called price discrimination. And basically, it's the idea behind charging different people different prices for the exact same thing. Now, we saw this in the context of insurance already. More high-risk people end up paying more dollars for insurance plans than low-risk people. Here, though, we're talking about people who are, for the most part, identical. Now, we actually see this all the time. Buying a plane ticket the day before the flight is very expensive. Buying it several days or weeks in advance is much, much cheaper. The Apple Store will give students and teachers a discount on all of their products, sometimes even giving you free stuff on top of the discount. In fact, many places will give you discounts just for being somewhat involved in education. In fact, I got a 40% discount on this watch just because I'm a college professor. Let's apply this to healthcare, and let's do a little bit of a story problem. So let's imagine that we find the last truckload of some magical pills. The factory that produced them burnt down, and nobody thought to write down the formula. These pills will cure any and all diseases and ailments and will make you totally immune to all future diseases and ailments. The problem is that there's only 500 pills. And we can make this real easy. It's 500 pills, let's say, after you've given one to yourself, your family, your friends and their families, and your dear old economics professor and his family. So once you've given one pill to everyone that you conceivably care about on a personal or familial level, you're left with 500 pills to figure out what to do with. Now, this is an economics course, so what we're going to assume is that you want to sell these pills and make as much money as you can. So in other words, we want to maximize revenue. Now, revenue in economics and everywhere else is equal to the price that you sell whatever your product is times the quantity sold. So it's just equal to P times Q. Okay? Now, let's think about this. If you charge $0 per pill, obviously you're going to sell all 500 pills, but you won't have any money. What if you charged $100,000 per pill? Well, you'd make a lot of money per pill, but you probably won't sell all that many pills. If you lowered your price to something less than $100,000, you'll sell more pills. That's just the first law of demand. So what price should you charge? Knowing that the answer is somewhere between 0 and 100,000 per pill is not all that helpful, but it's at least a start. Let's say we start with $50,000 per pill. And at $50,000, you sell 100 pills. Okay? That would give you a total revenue of $5 million. And since we literally found these pills, we don't have to subtract the cost. That is actually just your profit. Now let's suppose instead of charging 50 grand per pill, you charge, let's say, 40 grand per pill. And at $40,000 a pill, you actually sell 200 pills, which means your total revenue would be $8 million. This would be an improvement for you because your revenue increased. Notice that your price went down by 20%, but the amount you sold went up by 100%. Because of this, the increase in the number of pills sold more than offsets the decrease in the profit margin per unit. In economics jargon, what we would say is that from the price of 50,000 to 40,000, the demand is elastic. In other words, or more formally, in response to a 1% drop in price, the quantity demanded grows or increases by more than 1%. As long as the demand is elastic, a decrease in price will actually raise revenue. At some price, however, a further reduction in price will not raise revenue any further. At this price, a 1% decrease in price would lead to a 1% increase in sales, meaning that revenue would be completely unaffected. If you lowered the price beyond this point, the demand would actually be inelastic. And what this means is that a 1% change in price leads to less than a 1% change in quantity.